Hello, everybody. This meeting is now called to order at 5:39 p.m. And Madam Secretary, can you please take a call roll?
Certainly. Commissioner Gustavo Mendez,
Present.
Commissioner Samuel Perez,
Here.
and Chair David Heredia.
Present.
And absent would be Commissioner Hugo Alvarado and Commissioner Edgar Lopez.
Thank you. Okay, and Mr. Iniguez, can you lead us in the invocation, please?
Yes, Mr. Chair, please bow your heads in prayer. Our Heavenly Father, we are thankful for our city and for those citizens who give their time to serve on the Traffic and Safety Commission. We ask that you be with these commissioners as they consider matters which come before them, helping them to make decisions that will be beneficial to this community. Thank you. Amen.
Thank you. Okay, Commissioner Perez, can you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
United States over to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. And Madam Secretary, was the agenda posted according to state law?
It was posted accordingly.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and this is now the time given to the public to speak on agenda and non-agenda items. And were any comments received?
No comments were received, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to go to the first item on the calendar here. I believe it's to approve the minutes of the Traffic and Safety Commission meeting of May 6th. And I'm not sure we have everyone here for that one. We do.
Actually, Mr. Chair, we'll need to bring those back.
Okay.
I believe both the May and the June minutes will have to come back. There's not enough.
Okay,
For a
no
vote.
problem. All right,
Thank
we'll bring those back to the next one.
Certainly.
Okay, so for discussion items, the first item is a traffic safety analysis. And Mr. Iniguez, can you please give the report?
Yes, Mr. Chair, item number 7.1 is regarding a request for red curb parking restrictions fronting 5930 Cecilia Street. It is staff's recommendation that the Traffic and Safety Commission approve for City Council consideration the installation of 3 feet of red curb parking restrictions on each side of the driveway fronting 5930 Cecilia Street to improve site distance conditions. So with that, I'll have City Engineer Vinash provide the report. Doug?
Good evening, Commissioners. We have a request from the resident at 5930 Cecilia to improve the site distance in front of his driveway, 5930 Cecilia. We conducted a field investigation of the site. Cecilia Street is a local residential street with single-family homes and multifamily units on both sides from Garfield to Eastern. It's a residential street with a prima facie speed limit of 25 miles an hour. And so forth. We did a field investigation, took a look at it, and do we concur based on the parking situation we have in town that the red tipping will keep vehicles from encroaching into the driveway. And that's our recommendation, to pay 3 feet each side of the drive approach. And I'll answer any questions.
Okay, yeah, based on the rendering there of the 3 feet of curb on each side, looks like there really isn't much parking loss. Does that sound about right?
Correct.
Okay, yeah, and I'm guessing it'll increase visibility for the person to come out of their driveway or pull into their driveway. Right, sounds good.
Correct.
Okay, I need a motion from a commissioner to go ahead and approve staff's recommendation to paint the tips of the driveway, 3 feet on each side red.
I motion.
And I need a second.
I second.
Okay, thank you. And Madam Secretary, can you please take roll call vote?
Certainly. Commissioner Mendez,
Yes.
Commissioner Perez,
Yes.
and Chair Heredia.
Yes. Okay, the next item on the agenda, another traffic safety analysis, and Mr. Iniguez, can you please give the report?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Item number 7.2 is regarding a request for red curb parking restrictions fronting 7554 and 7558 Crest Avenue. It is staff's recommendation that the Traffic and Safety Commission approve for City Council consideration the request for the installation of 5 feet of red curb parking restrictions southerly of the 7554 Crest Avenue driveway and 3 feet of red curb parking restrictions northerly of the 7558 Crest Avenue driveway to improve sight distance conditions. So I'll turn it over to City Engineer Benoit for the report.
Thank you. This is another residential request for red curb and site distance clearances for being able to get in and out of their driveways on Crest Avenue. Crest Avenue had a long history here in town. We've done some numerous investigations on it. It's basically a single-family, multifamily, local residential street with 25-mile-an-hour speed limit. Staff has reviewed the request to add red curb on a southerly portion of the driveway of 7554 Crest, and along with contacting the neighbor of 7558 because the driveways, the 7554 driveway is basically on the property line of the 7558 property. So it would encroach on them. So we reached out to the property owner, and they're in concurrence with our recommendation, and also including the painting of 3 feet of the northerly side of the driveway of 7558. Basically it keeps the vehicles to park within the limits, along with the fact that it gives about one space. The complaints that we received primarily indicated that vehicles were straddling the driveway, causing issues trying to get in and out because of the parking demand in the area from the businesses on Clara. And with that, I'll answer any questions.
How many net parking spaces will be lost?
Probably a half. If you count by the MUTCD, we need 24 feet. We're down to about 25 feet finished length when it's all said and done. You get 2 compacts in there and 1 full-size truck, basically. But we let the vehicles dictate the parking space versus putting out parking Ds or something of that nature.
Do you know why it hasn't been done before?
It probably came to a head with regards from the resident. It just finally came to a head with some other issues that are going down in the neighborhood.
Okay, just for clarification purposes, I see that we kind of refer to it as like southerly of 7554 and northerly of 7558, right? But it's essentially like the map that we're seeing from like bird's eye view, the 3 feet and the 5 feet. Is that right? In front of the 7558.
It's primarily all in front of 7558, yes.
Gotcha. So pretty much both in front of 7558. Okay, well, I'm glad we reached out to 7558 and I'm glad that they were able to, be amendable to that. So we just need a motion from a commissioner to go ahead and approve staff's recommendation of the painting of the red tips there, 3 and 5 feet in front of 7558.
I, Commissioner Mendez, request for the red curb parking restrictions fronting of 7554 and 7558 Crest Avenue.
Okay, and I need a second.
A second.
Okay, and I need Madam Secretary, can you please take roll call votes?
Certainly. Commissioner Mendez,
Yes.
Commissioner Perez,
Yes.
and Chair Heredia.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, and the next item, it looks like a next traffic safety analysis, Mr. Eniglis.
Yes, Mr. Chair, item number 7.3 is regarding a request for speed humps on Cecilia Street between Eastern Avenue and Garfield Avenue. It is staff's recommendation that the Traffic and Safety Commission deny and close out the citizen speed hump request on Cecilia Street between Eastern Avenue and Garfield Avenue. So again, I'll have the city engineer provide the report.
Good evening. Cecilia, when we have our speed hump request, the city does have a stated policy regarding how to qualify to put speed humps on a local residential street. And I'm just, in order for full disclosure, we'll go through those policy points here. It has to be a local residential street with one lane of travel in each direction, which Cecilia does qualify for that. The roadway width is not more than 40 feet wide. Cecilia qualifies for that. There are no curves that would make it difficult for the drivers to see the speed humps. Cecilia would qualify for that. Traffic volumes are between 500 and 3,500 vehicles per day. The posted speed limit and the prima facie speed limit must be 25 miles an hour. The actual 85th percentile of speeds must be 8 miles an hour greater than 25 miles an hour, meaning 32. And speed humps are not installed on grades over 6%, which Garnes is flat. And the street is not a major transit route or emergency response route. So we took a look at the street, and we went and we ordered traffic counts and speed data over a 3-day period for this segment of road. It was recorded from May 27th to May 29th. The traffic volumes, the average daily traffic on Cecilia is about 1,241 vehicles per day, which qualifies it as part of traffic volumes. However, the 85th percentile, which means the total number of cars, let's just say if you had 100 cars, if there's at least one car at 85% of that 100, if one vehicle exceeds the 8 miles an hour to 32 miles an hour, then it would qualify for speed humps. The 85th percentile speed was 29 miles an hour, which is less than the 8 miles an hour required for that, based on the traffic data or the speed data. Therefore, it doesn't meet the speed hump policy, and therefore we recommend to deny the petition or deny the request for installing speed humps on this section at this time. Doesn't mean if circumstances change in the future, they could come back, but as of this request, we will close the request at this time. Is a recommendation to close the request due to the fact that it's failed to meet the policy requirements. And I'll entertain any questions.
Are there any alternatives on how it can be addressed?
In the realm of traffic engineering, first thing that came to mind to address your request is a speed survey, where we do that mostly on the arterials and the collectors, where you set a posted speed limit sign for the arterials and the collectors, and that is based on the 85th percentile speed factor of those streets. When you start to go into the local residential streets that are prima facie 25 miles an hour, historically, we don't want to do a speed survey, because if the speed survey comes back at 30 miles an hour, the 85th percentile, which is 29 right now, we would have to post a street at 30 miles an hour, not 25. So we emphatically will not recommend ever doing a speed survey on a local residential street, just from that standpoint. That's how the state California Vehicle Code and the state MUTCD, the Manual of Uniform Traffic Control Devices, dictates how to do a speed survey. Our hamstrings are tight. There really isn't much more other than, we can request the police department put the radar trailer out there. That's still in operations, which I'm not sure of at the moment. Okay. Based on what Mr. Dominguez is saying, it is operational. So we can make a request to have that put out there on a temporary basis or on a rotational basis. From that standpoint, other than that, there's really not much. It's still 29 miles an hour, which is not, you're going to have one or two knuckleheads, no matter what street you're on. That's just human nature from that standpoint. So, but it didn't meet the That's really about all we can do.
Thank you.
Have there been several residents inquiring about this?
I have to go back. I can't remember if this, did the applicant provide? My memory is
There
still what
was.
his application was.
It was a petition-based.
Okay, so he provided a bunch of signatures,
A few signatures, yes.
but the policy requires us to follow have the data support that effect. But the data doesn't support it.
Well, I for one wouldn't mind having that alternative option that was presented just moments ago with having that, what was it called with the
The
patrol?
the radar feedback trailer.
Yes. Because that just continues to provide data which is necessary, right? To
I'm not
indicate if
sure.
it's needed.
Does our radar trailer collect data also?
It does. We wouldn't quantify it as when we do our speed surveys through our traffic engineering firm. But nevertheless, that speed feedback trailer does record speeds as well.
Okay, maybe we could do like a speed trailer and do qualitative data, and at least that'll let the police department know if maybe they should patrol a little more often in that area based on, the qualitative data.
Yes, and we'll definitely share the study that was done by our engineering firm as well, so they can take that into account as they deploy their trailer as well. So they can also follow the patterns. Is it going up? Is it trending, staying the same status quo, or is it actually going down?
Okay, sounds like a good plan. Just need a motion to go ahead and implement that, and also take staff's recommendation today to not go ahead and install or request speed humps for Cecilia Street between Eastern and Garfield.
I motion.
Okay, and I need a second.
I'll second.
Okay, and then can we take a roll call vote, Madam Secretary, please?
Certainly. Commissioner Mendez,
Yes.
Commissioner Perez,
Yes.
and Chair Heredia.
Yes. Okay, I believe there's one more item on the agenda for today, another traffic safety analysis. Mr. Niguez, please.
Yes, Mr. Chair, item number 7.4 is regarding a request for a disabled person parking space fronting 6035 Live Oak Street. It is staff's recommendation that the Traffic and Safety Commission approve for City Council consideration the installation of a designated disabled person parking space fronting 6035 Live Oak Street. And again, I'll turn it over to Doug Benash for the report.
Well, good evening. Again, this is a request for a disabled parking space in front of 6035 Live Oak Street. And the city does have a policy for the request to paint blue curb in front of the in front of the property where the people reside. The policy, the applicant must meet all the following requirements. The applicant or guardian must be in possession of a valid plate for disabled person or disabled veterans issued by the California Department of Motor Vehicles. The proposed disabled parking space must be in front of that person's place of residence. The residents must not have off-street parking available or off-street parking space that may be used for disabled parking. The applicant must provide a signed statement from a medical doctor that the disabled person is unable to, without the aid of crutches, braces, walkers, wheelchairs, or similar support, to travel more than 50 feet between his or her home and the automobile without assistance of the second person. We completed a field investigation and also the documents that they presented, and they complied with all the aspects of the policy. We took a look at the field conditions of the home. Again, it complies. There's no place on site for disabled persons parking. The Live Oak Street is also a local residential street with multifamily and local and single family homes on both sides. So based on those aspects of the policy, it does comply with that. And basically, we're recommending a 15-foot section of blue curb next to the driveway in order to provide the handicap parking space. There is one caveat to that. Handicap parking spaces are not assigned. So anybody else in the neighborhood with a blue Packard is eligible to park in front of that space. So that's just for general information purposes. So it is, you know, the resident requested who lives there, yes, but it's not, it's anybody with a handicap placard can park there. And I'll entertain any questions.
Would that lead to a precedent of more requests?
We, historically, there's a couple of, we got a couple of requests, there, through the years or through a normal year. It's not like it's a recurring thing. Sometimes it is, sometimes there'll be a long gap between them. I mean, it's just the needs of the individuals in the city change, and they won't, either address it or they request it or they don't request it. It's up to them.
As a follow-up, is there a system in place to kind of like re-verify the need for that?
Yes, we have initiated the policy to at least make a phone call back every year or make contact every year, roughly, to see if it's still eligible.
How many of them do we have now at the City of Bell Gardens?
I don't know. Veronica, do you have an idea?
Want to say it's 12 to 15 around there.
What we can do is at the next meeting, we can get the exact number for the commissioners.
Okay. And I noticed in the diagram here with the blue curb front of the house, does it make a difference what side it goes on? Because it looks like there's plenty of space for another car, which is great. But as far as like the blue curb itself,
We try to keep it in front of the resident that's requested it,
okay, as close as possible.
primarily from the policy. If it's got to be within 50 feet from where they live to the car.
Sounds good. Makes sense. Okay, there's no other questions. I need a motion from the commission to approve staff's recommendation of painting the 15 feet of blue curb in front of 6035 Live Oak. But also, if there's any other comments or questions, we could take that as well. If not, we can take a motion.
Is it possible to postpone for next meeting?
Just checking to see what the concern would be, or what would be the concern to postpone?
I think just to know a little more about if it's gonna be like something that it's gonna become like parking here is already competitive enough. So I just want to make sure that I feel good about my vote on this one.
Okay, do we have a specific resident in the audience that might have requested this by any chance, just to get more input? No,
No, statistically,
Mataron mi casa del 65 lados.
Está bien,
¿puede hablar aquí en el micrófono? ¿De enfrente?
Mina. Like to know if he needs it urgently. If not, then yeah, next month sounds good.
Well, you can see her in that, so.
Right, yeah, okay. Yeah.
I don't think it was on.
I also don't know if we need an official translator for everybody in the house.
Sí, yo puse una aplicación para si me pueden poner un sign afuera. Yo soy handicap y en la calle donde yo vivo hay muchos carros y adentro no tengo ya espacio porque arreglé un garage y ya me he reducido del parque. Y entonces quiero a ver si es posible, me pongan un handicap. Yo tengo el permiso, tengo todo del doctor y todo.
Ok, y sí sabe que si tiene el permiso y si hacemos lo hacemos azul, que es también otra persona que tiene permiso también puede parquear allí.
Sí, yo sé
Ya
eso.
sabe, ok.
Yo sé, sí, por eso no voltear yo pleito.
Ok, muy bien. Does anyone else have any questions for a resident?
Yeah, the resident said he's fully aware that other people with the handicap permits that they could also park there, so.
Okay, gracias. Okay, I need a motion from the commission.
A ver si es aceptado.
Ajá.
¿Ya lo aceptaron? Ok, gracias.
Sí, gracias.
Buenas noches.
And now, Mr. Chair, before you deliberate, we have been able to confirm that we have 13 blue curb disabled person spaces throughout the city.
Okay, thank you for the count. That was very quick. Okay, I can go ahead and take a motion from a commissioner to approve staff's recommendation of blue curb.
I motion.
And a second.
I second.
Okay, and Madam Secretary, can you please take roll call vote?
Certainly. Commissioner Mendez,
Yes.
Commissioner Perez,
Yes.
and Chair Heredia.
Yes. Okay, I believe that was the last item on the agenda, and I'm not sure we're doing commissioners' comments first. Do we have any comments from commissioners? Or- Okay, if not, are there any comments from staff?
Yes, Mr. Chair, on June 23rd, the city council awarded the construction contract for the ATP Cycle 5 Complete Streets projects that will lead to various improvements. As of right now, we're exchanging contract documents, but we anticipate a pre-construction meeting will soon follow, and we would expect construction to begin sometime in August. Aside from that, we also continue to work with our consultants from KOA on the development of the Safer Streets for All action plan, which will lead to an updated citywide complete streets plan. And those are staff's comments.
Okay, thank you. And I believe that's it for today's meeting. Let's see here. I guess we'll adjourn this meeting to the next scheduled meeting, first Tuesday of the month, for August. So happy summer to everyone. Looks like it's going to be hot, so stay cool out there, stay hydrated. Righty. Thank you, everybody. This meeting is now closed at 6:08 p.m.